Hey, Econ Kids. This is your Module 5, beginning of supply and demand for Section 2. In this unit, you're going to see, I don't know, just about the demand curve, how that fits in with the supply curve, and then how we put a market together. The very first thing that it talks about is going to be a competitive market. So now, a competitive market is just when there's many buyers and many sellers. Like sometimes people, I don't know, like a trick question almost will be, what if there's many buyers but there's only a few sellers? That's not a truly competitive market then. Somebody has an advantage. If there's only a few sellers, then the seller has the advantage. So when you look at a competitive market, there's lots of people on this side selling the product. There's lots of people on this side demanding the product. So that puts together our supply and demand module. So the demand curve basically just takes a demand schedule. So a demand schedule is all the different products, all the different prices of that product, and how much you're able to pay at a given point in time. It's like a snapshot of that good at that moment. It can change tomorrow, in 15 minutes. It's changing all the time. But right now, snapshot, this is how much I'd pay for this product, and so you figure out a price and a quantity. The law of demand then says that other things being equal, if a price increases, the corresponding quantity demanded falls. So when you think about that, the price of this good is what we're going to talk about. So if this is my supply and demand curve, and this is my price up here, and my quantity here, my demand curve is going to be downward sloping. We're going to label it just like that, probably like a D1. When I see that quantity demanded up here, okay, when I see that quantity demanded, that's just a point on this line. And that point is going to be like P1 is going to give me Q1, okay? And any time that I decide to raise or lower the price, I am moving up and down this line. So if I decide to raise the price up here to P2, we're going to lose some quantity here to Q2, right? So that's what it's talking about. You're moving up and down the line, okay? So the demand curve is just this line. Now somebody might say, oh, but Mr. Dessert, that's not a curve. That's a line. And yes, we draw lines all the time. Is it probably a curve in real life? It probably is. But for demonstration's sake, we're using a model here. We're just trying to show you as easy as we can, hey, this is what the demand curve looks like when we decide to raise the price. Again, that price moving up and down the line is going to be key because we're going to show you other things that are going to shift the entire demand curve. And you get so focused on that sometimes that all of a sudden when you see a price change on this particular item, you forget that the price made it go up or down the line, okay? So as you're looking at your notes here, you can see here's a demand curve. Here's all the different prices. Here's the corresponding quantities. And we do find for most goods, like to say all goods, that if the price goes down, you buy more of it. If the price goes up, you buy less of it. There's almost no good that they've proven that, oh, when the price goes up, you actually buy more of that particular good. So what I said before with going up and down the line, that is going to be a price change and a price change only. These things are shifts of demand, okay? These are other things that are causing the demand line to move. So when we see an increase in demand, okay, not quantity demanded on the line, but demand itself, the whole line, if we see an increase, that means we are seeing something like this take place. We're going to draw an arrow to the right and a whole new line. And that'll be D2. This is showing an increase in demand. All right? An increase in demand. This, if we go from here to like here, let's say, Q3, this is an increase in quantity demanded. Now, that sounds super nitpicky, right? When I see this little quantity change here going from this point to this point, that sounds like, well, just demand increased. No, when demand increases, That's this movement right here. This going down the line, that was a price change that caused an increase in the quantity demanded. That will kill you on a test. You will get a whole page wrong if you can't read that or understand that concept. Price changes cause quantity demanded to change. The things that are listed here in this slide cause all of demand to change, right? An increase in demand versus an increase in quantity demanded. It's very specific. I'm sorry it's worded that way. You just got to figure that part out. So now, when you're looking at merit, for example, here, so that's going to be our little way of remembering all the different things that are going to shift the demand curve for us. Something besides price is all of a sudden going to move our demand. So let's just say market size increases, right? So I have a price here, I got quantity here, I got my demand curve sloping down, right? And let's say my price right here at P1, Q1 is like that's just my price, right? But now something occurs and there are more consumers that want my particular product. Let's say it's it could be something as simple as I'm advertising to a new group. It could be something like a law has changed, like when the drinking age moved from 18 to 21, there was less people, right? So something has changed in this market where now all of a sudden there's more or fewer people. If for some reason I have expanded and have more consumers because something happened and now something's legal that wasn't legal before, etc. If that's the case, I'm going to see demand shift to the right. And what's going to happen is demand is going to shift, which could, in theory, keep our price, at least for the time being, exactly the same. People aren't going to be able to change the price as quick as maybe demand has changed. So the price here stays exactly the same, but what has changed is my quantity here is now increased. So because I saw this increase in demand, I saw more quantity, but my price might have stayed exactly the same. Will prices go up eventually? Yeah, you'd think so, right? But as of right now, the market didn't have time to adjust. The price stayed the same. It was just like a whole bunch of quantity was wanted at this time because market size increased. You could talk like baby boomers might happen, right? Something along those lines. What about expectations? Expectations are always into the future. If you see something worded where there's going to be a higher price on a good in the future, for example, so what are you going to do now? So if you think the price on this particular good that you're looking at, right, is going to go up, like, oh no, there's high demand for this product in the future, or the price is going to go up in the future, we're expecting this to happen. If that's the case, you're going to see right now, if consumers think for some reason the price is going to go up in the future, they are going to demand more of this good right now. Okay, so because they demand more of this good right now, sometimes it ends up being almost a self-fulfilling prophecy that if you're expecting prices of this good to go up in the future, you're going to demand more now, which then in turn might cause that to happen. Expectations, that one's that one. If you look at related prices are something to do with like another good, like something has happened. There's a complement or a substitute good out there that's causing your good to change. So it's the price of another good in particular. So for example, if the price of peanut butter decided, like, let's say that price went up, right? So the price of peanut butter went up. So here is my, let's say this is my peanut butter market, and the price went up. This marker is not doing so well. If the price goes up from here to here, that means less quantity demanded for peanut butter is happening in the market, right? But let's say we're in the market for jelly, and peanut butter and jelly go together as complementary goods. Well, if that's the case, if the price goes up on my peanut butter and less people are buying peanut butter, a complement like jelly is going to see something happen where no one is going to want the jelly. Does it have anything to do with the jelly itself? No, it has to do with the fact that the price of peanut butter went up, and when I went to the grocery store, if I didn't buy peanut butter, then there's no need for me to buy jelly because those two things go together. There are lots of goods that are complementary goods. That's just the way it is. If you're talking about substitutes, right, and a related price, now you have to figure out a good that substitutes for something else. So think about, the price of, let's say, Gatorade went up. So less people purchase Gatorade, right? So what's going to happen? Well, Powerade is sitting right there. More people will demand the Powerade because the price of Gatorade increased. So demand increased for Powerade because the quantity demanded of Gatorade decreased due to the price change. People just picked a different product. That would be a substitute good. Income is just like it says, like something has to happen that's going to cause you to have more or less income. So when you think about a good that you might buy here, right, has demand for, if for some reason, let's say minimum wage has increased, if minimum wage increases and everybody has more money, there's going to be demand for everything, right? We're going to increase. And as long as the good is in a normal fashion, like a normal good. So normal goods, when your income goes up, you're going to buy more stuff. If the good for some reason though is inferior, now inferior goods are anything that you might want in college, right? Ramen noodles, something awful. Yeah. If for some reason it is an inferior good, right? And you see your income go up. So your income goes up of an inferior good, what will happen is that good demand will fall. Because you know what? You can eat better things than ramen noodles. So inferior goods, income up, demand decreases. Normal goods, income up, demand increases. Remember, we're saying demand here because we're talking about the entire line. We're not talking about quantity demanded because it wasn't the price change of the item in question. It was something else. It was your income changed. And last but not least, the easiest one out there, taste and preferences. Taste and preferences, all that is exactly how it sounds. A fad, something exciting out there, new thing, everybody's buying it. If all of a sudden everybody wants it, demand's going to increase. Same could happen, fads go out of fashion, right? If all of a sudden nobody wants it, demand can decrease. There you go, kids. That would be your demand curve. Hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, we'll talk about it in class. Thanks a lot. Bye.